What's up, everybody? Welcome back for another episode of the Giveaway Show. I'm Carlos Collects Comics. I'm excited that you're here hanging out with us tonight. It's been a wild week, a long, crazy day, but it's another fun Wednesday night when we get to gather together and hang out and talk about comics. I've got a couple folks joining me tonight, two, possibly three. But excited because tonight we're going to be talking about summer 2025 and some of the stuff that we're looking forward to that is coming out this summer. Now, summer starting up in May, so we are already entering the summer months. School is winding down. Kids are going to be out for the summer, and all of us are going to, continue to work in the heat, but looking forward to some fun, cool things that we can do to relax. Big summer this year with a lot of stuff dropping in theaters, especially. We've got some comic books that we're going to talk about, some stuff, including stuff that dropped today and I think a week or so ago, like Supergirl #1. Picked up the Lobos cover for that and some others. One that I've been looking forward to, Lost Fantasy #1. Right, Giant Size Lost Fantasy #1. That came out like a week or two ago. And then, of course, Star Wars seems to be having a bit of a resurgence right now, somehow, miraculously. So they've got a brand new series dropping from Marvel, but this one is going back to the legacy characters. So, maybe Disney is paying attention, Kathleen Kennedy is paying attention, maybe, but probably not. So they're doing that. Andor Season 2 is a smash success. If you are not, I'm not caught up on it, but just from what I've seen of it, it is only getting better. So if you are looking for some really good Star Wars, probably some of the best Star Wars ever produced by Disney, check out Andor Seasons 1 and 2, streaming. But plenty of stuff that we're going to get to in just a minute. I would be remiss if I didn't take a moment to shout out not just our channel members, but also our channel sponsors. So I want y'all to check out, this will be one of the last times that we play this version of the commercial for Lone Star Heroes Comics and Toys before we get a new edited version for the summertime. But make sure to check it out. Here is Lone Star Heroes Comics and Toys. What's up, everybody? It's Carlos Collects Comics here, and I want to take a second to tell you about a sponsor of this video, Lone Star Heroes Comics and Toys. And if you're looking for your next favorite comic shop, this is the spot. Tons of back issues, all the key books you could be looking for, a friendly and helpful staff, and 3 locations across the greater Houston area region: Lake Jackson, NASA, and Galveston. So make sure and check out Lone Star Heroes Comics and Toys. All right. Hey, so big shout out and thanks to Lone Star Heroes for continuing to support the channel with all the cool stuff that they do. This weekend, they have a massive mega sale going on, kicking off the summer. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday this weekend, you can get up to 75% off. Everything in their stores is for sale, is on sale. So you can get discounts ranging from 25% all the way to 75% at all 3 of their locations. Make sure that you check them out. Each and every one of their stores, one of their locations, which you can find in the video description below here on YouTube, is like its own mom and pop shopping experience. I love going to each of them and exploring because, like, I just most recently went to the Lake Jackson location on Free Comic Book Day. Stacks upon stacks of books I came back with, because I'm an old-fashioned comic collector. I like to build runs, and so I picked up a ton of, this is a run, one of the runs I've been working on is my X-Men Classic or Classic X-Men run. I picked up a ton of issues for my collection, bunch of them. I'm also working on my Punisher runs, and there's too many for me to even hold in one deal because I found so many of the issues that I needed, and just a ton of them, including one of my favorites. This one, I love to show this one up. JT, I do see you. I'm going to bring you back in, buddy. Just give me just a second. Right. The Wanted poster parchment paper cover. Such a fun
JT. That's good.
You need to leave JT alone. JT was here before you, and he was on camera, and he wasn't the one watching crazy things off camera. All right, folks. Hey, you hear them in the background. I'm going to go ahead and bring them live so they can check things out. We'll get to that. Okay, yeah, we're gonna get back to everybody in just a sec, or we're gonna come through the chat in just a second, do some shout outs. But let me go ahead and bring these guys on and let them say hi. First up, JT Comics. JT, say hi to everyone.
What's going on, everybody? Thanks for having me, Carlos. Thank you, everybody who's came out to watch this show. Hopefully, it's gonna be a good one. Sit back, enjoy. Thanks.
Awesome. All right, let's take it over to Paul Comics.
Appreciate everybody being here tonight. Thank you guys for showing up tonight.
That's a giveaway?
No, it ain't no giveaway. You don't know what that is. Anyway, I want to say congratulations to the newest Anti-Hero Society members, Emma, Liz, El Green. Congrats. Anyway, thank you, Carlos, for having me on. Thanks, JT, for showing up. And yeah, if you notice, Billy, they're doing reshoots of the Mandalorian, so he's not here. He's being Hollywood right now. So,
that's right.
So Rainy Bear has filled in for him, and as you can see, he's really happy. So, appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Awesome. All right. So Billy's off shooting the Mandalorian and Grogu, right?
Yeah, they're doing reshoots. Yeah, that's
right. The emergency reshoot. I heard about the emergency reshoots, and so did the rest of the internet. The rest of the internet is gleefully trashing Disney.
Billy's stuffed bear. That ain't Billy's stuffed bear. That don't even look like Billy.
All right, let's go through the chat and see what everybody's saying. El Green Machine says, "Hey, everybody! First, hello." He's shouting out member for 18 months, coming up on 2 years, buddy. You have to do something really, really special for your 2-year anniversary. David Dodson says, "Hello, everyone. Good to see you, buddy."
Hello, David.
Everybody's commiserating their birthdays. Emma Dudley, what's up? Good to see you. Glad that you're here.
Emma Dudley,
there it is. First giveaway of the night. # Superman Summer. That's what you want to do to be entered to win. And you will be entered to. I see people starting to do that. Liz Barnes dropping in to give the count on likes. Dagger Cards, what's up? Good to see you hanging out as well. Glad that you're here. Gordon Sisk, glad that you're here. Australian AC, love seeing you. Wolverado, what's up, sir? I just got some books here for you that have to go out with your giveaway books. Some books from your Comics on Demand. Let's see what else we got here. We have got... Thank you, El Green. I'm very excited about filling in. My Nightwing run is 2 books away from being finished for 150 issues.
Nice.
From the original 90s run. I'm 2 issues away. Probably just going to go ahead and resort to eBay to get them because I haven't been able to find them. Ever since Deathstroke entered the DCEU, issue number 80 of Nightwing, Volume 2, has been almost impossible to find because it shot up in price. I was unwilling to pay over $20 for it, and I paid the price. I've not been able to find it. And there's another random issue in the...
Liz says she has 14 of them. Man.
House is on an incredible budget. And if it wasn't for Lone Star Heroes, it probably wouldn't have anything. Let's see. Wolverado says, we can see him on the shelf. There you go. Tony Stank, good to see you, buddy. Glad that you're here. Mr. Collector, what's up? Glad that you are here as well. Let's see. Hollywood. All right, tomorrow is Double Your Impact Day. Every dollar raised in my Million Reasons run will be matched. I'm running in honor of my niece who spent her first few months at 6 kids in Toronto. Very cool to see. All right, I'm sure Liz will give you some of her doubles. Probably not. All right, Wolverado, finding that hilarious. All right, hey, we're glad that each and every one of you is here. Thanks to the almost 20 people that are watching. Make sure to hit that like button if you haven't already. We're going to go ahead and get things started. So we're going to do a few different areas. Drop in the chat, what piece of entertainment are you most looking forward to this summer? Now, this can be anything. It can be a live event. It can be a feature film in theaters, feature film on the small screen. It can be a streaming series or TV series. It can be a comic book event, or I'll even open it up and say, hey, if there's some summer reading that you're going to be doing this summer to kind of catch up on reading or reread something, I would love to hear about that, because here's the deal. So I'm going to be rereading this summer The Death of Superman graphic novel. I just recently picked these up from Lone Star Heroes Comics and Toys. So there's 3 graphic novels that go in a set. The first one is The Death of Superman graphic novel. That's actually downstairs on my desk. But then I've got The World Without Superman graphic novel, and I'll be reading this. This is going to be part of my summer reading program.
Yeah,
and
he stays dead in that one. Yep.
The Return of Superman, which is 4 different Supermen and Superman himself.
Yeah, he comes back to life.
That's one of the books, one of the stories I'm going to be rereading, and I'm really excited about it because I haven't read those issues in a long, long time. And so I'm looking forward to reading those, as well as a couple of other Superman series that I have. I just picked up Superman Red Sun. I think y'all saw that a month or 2 ago from Lone Star Heroes. And so lots of cool reading stuff. So I'm going to be going backwards as well as reading a few titles going forward. But in the chat, let us know, what are you going to be doing this summer? What are the big things that you're looking forward to? What's up, Joffrey Castro? Good to see you. Glad to see you there. Okay, Mr. Collector says Dallas Fan Expo. It's Fan Expo Dallas. Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion. Yes, Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion is coming out. That looks to be pretty cool. We're gonna get to that shortly. But in Fan Expo Dallas, in a couple of weeks, we're going to be there, broadcasting from Fan Expo Dallas, and just kind of going around checking things out. I'll be making a quick drive up there. And we'll be doing a pre-show and a post-show episode here on the channel, just to let everybody see what's been going on and what we're doing there. So I hope that you are able to tune in for those as well. But let me go ahead and bring in my 4th panel member. He just arrived. Here he is, folks. The future Batman.
What's up, y'all? How you guys doing? Hey, Carlos, I clicked on your Comics on Demand link, and I was in the backstage, and I was like, I don't see Paul and JT back here. I'm like, what's going on? And then I'm in our little group chat, and I was like, wait a second. And I scrolled up, and I said, oh, okay. And then I put it in, fashionably late. All right, guys. So what's up? How you guys doing? I've seen you guys in 2 weeks or something.
Yeah, it's been like 2 episodes since you were here.
Good minute. But yeah, let's get this rolling. Let's get this going.
Nice. Yeah. So folks, it was an honest mistake on his part. In the backstage group chat we have, I've been dropping both all live stream episode links.
I mean, me and JT didn't do that mistake, right, JT?
JT,
he just ignored Paul.
JT is the minimal amount present right now.
He's he's not even here.
Hey, JT, Paul, you got a Teletubby now? What happened to your buddy? What happened to your Mandalorian buddy?
I'm glad you
replaced him with Teletubbies.
Billy's
Is that what
doing
you do to your friends? You replaced them?
He's doing the reshoots for the Mandalorian, so I got Rainy Bear here.
Good thing you could. So he's a
Teletubby,
is what you're telling me.
He's got a Care Bear. That's good. Hey, the Care Bears are cool. I'm down with the Care Bears.
Yeah, this is Rainy Bear. He's happy to be here. Look how happy.
All right. So El Green Machine says NASCAR race Vallejo, California in July, and my 40th class reunion in July.
Wow.
Damn, you got a full July, dude.
Damn.
And my twin brother Michael's getting me in for free. Very cool. David Dotson says, I just finished buying Iron Man Armor Wars 1 and 2. Got them from Dollar Bins, going to binge read them back to back. Nice.
Man,
those are some beefy storylines, especially Armor Wars 2. That was a lot of issues. So that's a pretty good read. Yeah, I had been picking those up back when I thought they were going to do a War Machine or an Armor Wars series, which I was very excited about, but they're not. So, whatever. Let's see. Let's keep it going here. Okay. That bear does not look happy to be there with Paul. He's not. All right. MIA. AWOL. That's right. Or standing on the shelf behind Paul. Who knows? All right. We'll see. He's watching you, collectors. There you go. All right. So, hey, we're going to go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and start with TV shows, TV/streaming shows. We'll get to comics and movies in a minute. But what to the panel? What shows are you looking forward to this summer? Are there any shows you're looking forward to this summer? At all?
What's coming out this summer?
Right. I wish I had a list.
I'm scrolling through it. So, does any of you watch The Bear?
No.
Okay. How about Squid Game?
Nah.
No.
I remember Squid Game.
I remember Squid Game, but
y'all two don't have a TV or something? Is that what it is?
I'm sorry, Paul, that we have a certain taste and quality. I'm not gonna watch Squid Game. I mean, they should have leave some things alone. Like I don't know, man.
They sure you ended that TV.
Right. I loved Squid Game season 1.
Yeah.
And so we may reconnect Netflix for like a month or two in the summertime. We might not though, because we had trimmed it for budgetary reasons, and so we may not add it back. But I'm not sure. We're kind of feeling it out. So Squid Game season 2 is going to be back. The Bear is going to be back in June. In July, Sandman Volume 1, which I'm wondering how that's going to do. That's going to be hitting Netflix at the beginning of July. Dexter Resurrection, and then Sandman Volume 2. Oh, yeah, Twisted Metal, based on the video game. Twisted Metal is coming to Peacock on July the 31st.
Twisted Metal Season 2?
Yes.
Okay, I guess I'll watch that because I really like it.
Did you like the first season?
The first season was fantastic. I thought Anthony Mackie did a great job. I thought, what is it called? How they presented, what's his name? Sweet Tooth, the clown. The way they presented, I guess his character, and just like the wish system. Like if you've ever played the Twisted Metal games, when you win at the end, you have a kind of like a little request that you can do. Either you can get a wish, and then that wish goes to you or whatnot. I thought the concept, the way they ended that was kind of good, but I want to see what they do with Twisted Metal going forward, because it was a great setup, but like anything else, man, if you're not writing it well, it's going to tank. I mean, there hasn't been a lot of movies or television shows that are based off of video games that do really well. I think Silent Hill maybe did really good, right? Like the first one. You lost us on the second one, Resident Evil, right? The first one was really great. And then it's like, what happened? Because they created Alice, right, which is not even a real character, and then they just added like the main characters after that. So I don't know. So far, I think the only video game success we've seen so far has been with Sonic, and then now I think maybe Mario. But even with Mario, if you don't do that correctly, that could easily tank. I mean, with Sonic, it's just been a surprise, right? Because they've actually been following Sonic 1, Sonic 2, and Jim Carrey's been like playing Dr. Robotnik with his heart. So it's like, we like what we've seen so far, but that doesn't mean that Sonic 4 will continuously be great. Twisted Metal, I really enjoyed the ending of Twisted Metal. I like the twist at the end of the episode, and I'm like I said, I'm not going to ruin it for anyone if you haven't watched it.
Yeah.
You know, but it has been out for about 2 years now.
Okay.
So you know, it's one of those things. If you didn't watch it, you know, I'm just gonna just keep it at that. Like, if you haven't watched it, just watch it.
Good.
You
Because
know,
I haven't seen it. I didn't watch it. Looks like the trailer live for season 2, and then
and Anthony Mackie did a great job. That's the thing, is that he's just a driver. So he's a transporter is what he is. He's transporting one package to this person at another town. Like I said, I don't want to give away too much information, but
yeah.
That's really the premises of the story is like Crazy Taxi, right? You have, you know, destination A to B, and then some things happen along the way, and he's trying to get the package to B. You know, but all these other things are happening while that's going on.
Right.
And when you find out what's in the package, you're just like, really? But then you realize, oh, okay, I see what they did. They took that from the game. They took a lot of conceptual or what is it called? Ideas that will set up the season through that. Like when you realize what had just happened, you're like, oh yeah, that's actually really smart. Like that they did that, because going forward, I can see, I can see that. You know, it could get better. It can get even better than this. But like I said, just on the writing. The writing is what matters.
Yeah, no, it really is. So what I've been scrolling through, these are all the first look images from season 2 of Twisted Metal. This is courtesy of peacocktv.com, the official website. Mm-hmm. And so we get a chance to see some of the images from the new deal. So hey, quick fun fact and way to save a little bit of money. If you are a teacher, you can get Peacock monthly for only $2.50 a month if you're a teacher. Nice. So that's a pretty cool cost savings. That's why we still have it. So, you know, because it was just so inexpensive that we said, let's go. And it has a lot of good shows on it too. So just a fun fact, way to save a few bucks there. All right. So I see some other people are dropping their suggestions thanks for bringing us up to speed on that, Jim, because I'm not really, I didn't watch season 1. But based on your recommendation, I may go back and check it out.
Yeah, it was good. There's another. I didn't even know this was coming out, but I'm looking through a list right now, and I'm like, wow.
I'm gonna go ahead and show the tab real quick. But before you get on here, let me go ahead and bring up the So this is courtesy of Entertainment Weekly.
Go back up to June. Go back up to
yeah. We're gonna go
June. I'm gonna tell you right now.
It starts in May. It's got a lot of stuff.
I mean August. I'm sorry. Go back to. I guess when you get to August, I was gonna say August.
We'll talk. We're gonna talk about it. So anytime HBO does a series, I always want to check it out. The Gilded Age. I don't know anything about it, but because it's HBO, I do want to kind of check it out. I know Countdown is coming from Prime Video. I'm just holding out hope, waiting for them to bring back Zorro, because that little Amazon Prime series was fantastic.
Yeah, it was.
The Bear, I've heard good things, never watched it. FX on Hulu. Squid Game on Netflix, of course. The first season was phenomenal. And then Nautilus, somebody else in the chat mentioned Nautilus from AMC. Let me see. I wanted to make sure and shout them out because they mentioned it. Let me see. Where is it here? Where is it?
I'm surprised that they don't have Ironheart on there.
I think it might be further down. When does Ironheart drop? I thought it was July.
June 24th.
Yeah, I think it's.
It's not on.
June 24th is when it shows up on Disney Plus. That's why I was saying, I was like, well, the list that I'm looking at is very different than this list. I know it's entertainment, but it's
Where are you getting your list?
so what I usually do is I don't use entertainment. I just use I use Wikipedia, and the reason I use them is because they're they're a paid website, right? So they want donations to constantly update their pages. That's what I use them. The information on there is constantly updated. So sure, not everything on there historically. If you're trying to get your history information from Wikipedia, it's probably not a place to get it.
Right.
But if
So
you're
what
trying
did you
to
search
get like
on Wikipedia?
base foundation information, like what I just did, like what movies are coming out in 2025, what shows are coming out in 2025, what shows are coming out in 2026, it actually has a base foundation that'll show, hey, this show is coming out, this movie is coming out, and so forth, right? So right now I see Ironheart is coming out June 24th. A show called Smoke is coming out on Apple TV. You know what movie I recently saw?
Smoke's on here.
Okay.
Yeah, Smoke is down here on June 27th. It's weird that they wouldn't, because this website that this is Entertainment Weekly or EW.com. They have updated this as of yesterday, but for some reason they're not listing Ironheart on here. That's weird.
So go back to Entertainment Weekly and go down to August 12th and show us what it says on August 12th.
Oh, where did Paul drop out?
Yeah, like if you go all the way down to August 12th. Okay, there it goes. There you go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Alien Earth. Yeah, we're going to get to that. And Peacemaker. We're going to get to those.
So,
yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm waiting on. I mean, there's really nothing in July that I care for. I know my wife cares for Dexter. I know A Wolf loves Dexter. She's met the actor, and she's asked him about like future, episodes and the future of Dexter, and he's always kept it hush hush about that. But I don't really care for Dexter. I mean, at one point I cared for it when it first came out, when
that was like, I guess 10 years ago.
Yeah, like 10 years ago when it was fresh, and it wasn't about his sister, aka his wife at the time, finding out that he was a serial killer. Like it's great until the writing starts like going down. It's just like what I said 2 weeks ago about Smallville, guys. When he left Smallville and he went to Metropolis, don't call the show Smallville anymore. It has nothing to do with Smallville. Call it Metropolis. And I think that's how I feel about certain shows that exceed the quality. Like once the quality of that show starts going down, end it. It's like how I feel about the X-Files, right? Like when Mulder left, you should have been like, nah, dude, you can't have this show without David. I mean, you just can't. And
they want to keep making money, though. That's the issue.
I mean, but that was the thing.
End it.
Their viewership was actually very low when David left. And even with Dana being there, what's her name? I can't remember her name, but with Scully being there by herself and with all the side characters and them pushing all that, I didn't think those latter seasons were all that great. The movie was good, once David came back and they did the whole thing with what happened to Mulder and the aliens and all that. That was great, but whenever a show exceeds like the quality, once the quality starts dropping, when you're at your top, that's when you should end it. I've always said that, even with movies like Sonic 3, right? It's at the top of its game right now. Now you make Sonic 4 and it starts becoming like Batman Forever or Batman and Robin. People are going to hate your franchise. They're going to say like, oh, now we want a reboot. And I think that's the problem. That's with everything. Like, so with Predator, like I'm reading the Predator comments, Predator, Alien. Like I'm excited about Alien Earth because we haven't really had that yet, right? We've had like those weird fake canon movies where they've done experimental things with Alien versus Predator, Requiem or whatever it's called.
Mm-hmm.
This is a really bad movie because they didn't even use like good cameras for that movie. The movie's so dark, like you have to change the adjustments on your television to watch that movie. Anyways, yeah, I'm excited about Alien Earth so far. I don't know about Dexter though, even though Dexter's coming out. You have here's one. We got Spartacus coming out. You got Spartacus House of Usher. I wonder how they're gonna tackle that. Especially with Spartacus being over, and what's the actor that replaced Spartacus? Because Spartacus is dead, right? Or I mean, if you haven't seen the show, I mean, everybody knows what happens to Spartacus.
Yeah.
They rebel. They finally capture him. He dies. But apparently, that character Usher, the Turk, I guess they're calling it the House of Usher because he takes over the slave house, the house of what is it called? Where the slaves rebelled in.
Badiada's house.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Because remember, he went back to that. This says instead he is gifted the ownership of Badius in return for aiding the Romans. That's what it says on the premise of the show. And it started in February 9th of 2023. That's when Starz announced this, and they greenlit it in November 9th. And in July 24th is when they actually started shooting it, and the show comes out. What is it? It comes out. I just told you just a few minutes. It comes out in the fall. It doesn't have an actual date. It just says fall. So after October, for sure.
I agree with you on what you said. I think the first one was good, the first series, and then after that, it's just after the actor died, I never watched it anymore.
Well, the people that were watching Spartacus at the time, they weren't watching it for the for the script anymore. I mean,
yeah, it was a good story, man. What do you mean?
Yeah, I mean, what I'm saying is that they were watching it. I mean, what was it? They were watching it for all the wrong reasons, right? It was because it was physical. It was a very physical show. They had a lot of adult themes on that show.
I mean, when he fought the battle with the.
Can you expound on this? What were they doing on the show?
Yeah, exactly.
So there was a lot of sex that would be on that show, and I'm saying like. I know that all that stuff was going on back then, but you can't watch that show with your family. You know how weird that would be if I had my mom sitting in the room.
Yeah, a lot of people watch it like a family.
Wait,
watch
Jen,
that show.
Jen, are you saying that you watched Spartacus with your mother?
No, I say you can't watch that show with your family. Like you can't watch Spartacus with like family members being around.
Hold on, you can't say
you watched it with your wife.
I'm saying that it's a little different if you were to watch it with your wife or whatever.
I think that show's a family-friendly show.
You can't watch. It's not a family show. There's a lot of like the language that's being used on that show. I mean, he's like he's telling them to do all these crazy. Like what's his name? The trainer doing all these push-ups and stuff. He's like, you know what you're standing on? He's like, yeah, sand. No, you're standing on the
sacred ground.
Yeah, sacred ground. Yeah, and that was cool. But then the things that he says after that, I don't care if Zeus dangles his beak out of the sky, and you will do this. And I was like,
we're good. We're good.
You can't watch that.
Wait a minute, you can't say that him fighting with the wood sword instead of
So like I said,
that was a good scene.
We chased the rabbit down the trail, and it's cool. It's cool. All right, so thumbs up or thumbs down for Spartacus, Jim?
overall, I really enjoyed Spartacus.
So, wait, did you say Spartacus?
Or the guy.
So Spartacus. So
Spartacus.
I really
Thumbs up or
enjoyed
thumbs down?
Spartacus. I give it a thumbs up. It's a good.
Okay.
It was a good show for its time. It was like I do agree with what Paul said after Andy Whitman died.
Yeah.
We haven't even
It
gotten
was-
past shows.
It
You gotta
was.
keep-
It wasn't a bad choice to replace him with McIntyre. I think that was his name, Liam McIntyre. But you know, I get what they were trying to do because they had a lot of money invested into the series and they had already done the shoots. But I do agree with Paul. I like the prequel. You know, the what is it? I'm trying to. I should probably go back because, like I said, it's been so long since I've watched the show. But the prequel to that was pretty good. The Spartacus War of the Damned wasn't all that great. That was a final. That was the third and final. The Gods of the Arena was really good. That was the original. And then they had one that came before that. No, I'm sorry. Gods of the Arena was the original one. Then they had Spartacus season 1. So Gods of the Arena and Spartacus season 1 were really good. Those one was about the slave that got free, which gave all the other slaves hope. So the prequel and the season 1 was really good. Season 2 and 3, kind of the writing kind of fell, and that's one of the other things. It's if you're continuously watching that show, you weren't watching that show because the story was good. You're watching that show for other reasons. But I had a favorite character on that show. He was the New Zealand actor Manu Bennett. He played Deathstroke on The Arrow. He played one of my favorite characters on the show. I was just like, hey, this dude's awesome, you know. But he played Crixus, you know, and he falls in love with one of the maidens, slave maidens of the house of Batiaris, and they eventually, when she betrays, what's her name, the Xena warrior princess, I can't never remember her name.
Lucy Lawless.
Law, what's her name? Lucy Lawless. Yeah.
Lucy Lawless.
When I guess when her character betrays her, they like sell her out to slavery, and then he's like, oh, I'm gonna avenge, you know, her, and I'm gonna go after and try to free her, and I think that's what kept me into the show, you know, because I really liked his character. But everything else aside from him, the show was kind of like, it's like it could have been written a little bit better. But yeah, I'm excited about the House of Usher. Let's just say that. And hopefully they do a good job with that, because the actor that played the Turk, he's a pretty good actor. So if you can get him to, you know, carry the show on his back, maybe it'll work.
Let's keep it moving, Jen. That Spartacus, thumbs up. Check it out. Because Jen says it's a good show.
Well, we'll see. I haven't seen it yet. So
Okay.
We'll see.
All right, so hey, because we got to finish up the shows. So Twisted Metal is a recommend. Spartacus, the follow-up is one of the big stories coming out back to back, August 12th and August 21st. Alien Earth. Alien is coming back. First new property since Alien Romulus, which did decently well. It was a kind of in-between-quel type of film. But Alien Earth is going to be the first Alien series. And so that is it's a big deal. It's a big deal. Let's see.
You think this will be Aliens Earth, Marvel Aliens, or Dark Horse Aliens?
You know, I'm really looking forward to seeing what they're going to do with this kind of shared universe, because they're obviously hinting at it. They've shared that there are plans for the new. We're going to get to the Predator. Hopefully, we're going to run out of time for all the stuff we're trying to cover tonight. But so in the new Predator movie, Predator Badlands, Elle Fanning, one of the two sisters she plays, is a Weyland-Yutani android, because in a clip from the trailer, we see her eyes kind of rolling over and flashing the Weyland-Yutani logo. And so, there's definitely some carryover, some crossover, and the one thing that gives me faith in them being able to pull off Alien versus Predator is Dan Trachtenberg, the guy who wrote and directed Prey. He did phenomenal. It's an excellent film, and obviously, no sequel is going to ever measure up to the original, right? So we have to kind of start there and say, okay, the original is like a peak thing, but it's such an original character. It's such a cool character that it's, to me, it's like, obviously people are going to keep trying to go back to it. Same as Alien, same as Terminator, same as Planet of the Apes. There's such cool premises and cool characters that, studios and fans are going to want to keep going back to them. So you're going to have stuff come, but if they're going to do it, they kind of have to do it right. I think, one of the big examples that has a film coming out this summer very soon is the Karate Kid franchise. Aside from the Jackie Chan film, which I felt like was kind of the weakest point in the Karate, well, it was still stronger than the next Karate Kid with Hilary Swank. That was kind of a low point for the franchise. But but the thing is, I like the Jackie Chan one too for what it is. It just doesn't fit in the Karate Kid legacy. But when Cobra Kai came out, they just knocked it out of the park by building out the whole Karate Kid universe, bringing back all the characters, and giving us the matchups that we've wanted to see for like 40 years. So, they had the new generation, the old generation. It's great stuff. So check out Cobra Kai on. I'm watching the original Karate Kid trilogy with my girls, and then we're going to watch Cobra Kai. So that's a big reason why we might get Netflix again, was just to watch Cobra Kai seasons 1 through 6. And then Karate Kid Legends is coming out, or Legacy or Legends, or whatever it's called. And they're going to combine Daniel LaRusso with Jackie Chan and combine those two universes or the two kind of worlds, tie them in together and set up, I think his name is Ben Wang, is the new Karate Kid. And so they're going to have him do it. But we'll see how the movie goes. I think the series has done enough, and I think that if every other property got handled as well as they've handled Cobra Kai, I think it would be awesome. I think that they could pull off Alien versus Predator, and so and the Dan Trachtenberg handling it, I'm kind of looking forward to it. So they're releasing 2 different Predator. Well, we'll get to that. So Aliens Earth, let me see. I was trying to find a first look at it here. Let me go ahead and pull this up. All right, so check it out. This is Aliens. Here's a shot from Aliens Earth. So
that's actually not an android.
No, this is not. This is from Alien Earth. So what they're talking about is. See, blah blah blah. Okay, who is in Alien Earth? So this looks to be the cast right here.
Timothy Olyphant is in Alien Earth. He's the
is that him in the lead? That doesn't look like him at the front there, though.
No, he would be the robot that's behind that dude right there. He's the one that's right on the. There you go. That would be Timothy. That would be Sydney. Chandler, the one that's right next to him.
This is Sydney Chandler.
Yes, and Olyphant is next.
It's Kyle Chandler's daughter, and let's see, and then Timothy Olyphant. Yeah, like you said. Okay, yeah, so that is him in the white with the white hair. They've got Alex. They've got Alex Lothar from Andor, S.E. Davis from Miss Fisher's Murder Mysteries, Samuel Blinken from Peaky Blinders, Adarsh Gorav was from The White Tiger, and Kit Young from Shadow and Bone. I don't know any of those shows other than, the only cast member I know is Timothy Oliphant, which, I mean, that's a huge name to land.
Yes.
And Alex Lothar from Andor is just making waves. So if you haven't watched that, that's a fantastic one. So they're saying it's set in the year 2381. It's no. It's
when did the first Alien movie come out? I mean, what I'm saying is, what was the year in the first Alien movie?
Okay, so here we go. Here it is. Here's the timetable. Alien Earth is set in the nearish future of 2120, and so it's 31 years ahead of Prometheus, and 6 years ahead of Alien Covenant,
and 2 years before Alien.
Right. Yeah. It's okay. So So Alien is set in 2122. Alien Romulus is set in 2142, which takes place when Ripley is in hypersleep. Aliens is in 2179, and Alien 3 is the same year, 2179. This one could lead directly into the original Alien movie, which would be kind of cool.
It says it serves as a prequel and is set 2 years before the events of the 1979 Alien movie.
Mm-hmm.
And the premise of the story is a space vessel crash lands on Earth. A young woman and her RAG group of tactical soldiers make a discovery that puts them face to face with the planet's biggest threat. That's what the premise of the plot of season 1 is going to be so far. So
yeah,
it looks good, man. I mean, I'm actually really excited.
Yeah, I think they're finally getting it right for some of these like series, for some of these stuff. I think they're getting it right, and I think they're not going to mess up the way they have previously with some of the handling of some of these properties, because now they realize how much money they could make if they do it correctly with some of these properties. So, all right. So Alien Earth is coming out. Let's go ahead. Okay. Last one is Peacemaker, season 2. They just dropped a trailer for Peacemaker season 2. It's coming out Thursday, August 21st. And let's take a look at images for Peacemaker 2.
Did you see what James Gunn said about Peacemaker?
No.
What did he say?
He said a bunch of the stuff is going to be canon to his DC universe.
Oh yeah.
But there are parts of the old DC universe, so I don't know.
I don't know. We'll see what happens, because obviously the biggest tell for the DC universe is going to be.
I'm honestly, my opinion, I didn't think that they would make a season 2, but I guess John Cena's so into the character. I mean, when you wear it to the interview, I guess you're locked in, so everybody likes it. They love the show. Vigilante comes back, so yeah.
Vigilante was my favorite part of the.
Well, James Gunn told me that they all died at the end, guys.
He's also retiring from wrestling next year. He's just going to go full actor.
That's what he said the last time.
No, but he is. Like, he has a tour right now called, the last, what is it called? The Last Time or something like that. It's called like
I thought that was The Rock playing that.
No, The Rock's been done, right? He's now the part owner of TKO. But
what movie's The Rock in? The Rock's in the movie, isn't he? And
I don't know. I know The Rock wants to run for president in another 4 years, but that's probably him trying to make as much money before he goes political. But I know for John Cena, he wants to be like the next action hero. So
I mean, a lot of people like Peacemaker. I mean, like I said, I I dropped the show. I didn't think it would be any good, but yeah, it's still going. See, 2 seasons now. Second season coming out. So
Yeah, it's a pretty good one. Hey, let's do this. We need to do our giveaway. We still haven't done a giveaway. Thanks everybody for sticking here with us. So the first giveaway of the night, we're going to go and do. So it dropped today. Supergirl #1. This is the foil art germ variant.
Oh man, I need that book.
Which I thought was it's a pretty fantastic cover. So decided to pick this one up. This one and the Villalobos were my 2 picks. Wasn't a big fan of cover A, and I did not find there was another one, but this art germ foil was pretty slick. So I thought we'd go and do this.
You didn't like the Middleton one?
It's the what?
The Middleton. You didn't like that one?
I didn't find the Middleton. So the Middleton could be, and then this is the giveaway for tonight, or the first giveaway. So we'll do that, and then for the upgrade giveaway, I've got this Sins of Sinister #1. This is a 1 in 50 variant. Nice. So that is up for channel members that can upgrade. Remember, if you're a channel member, you can upgrade to the upgrade giveaway. If you so desire when you win. So I'm gonna go and bring on the giveaway. So we got 16 entries. So people have done it. If you haven't yet, go ahead and do it. It's hashtag Superman Summer. You chance to win this foil, this Supergirl #1 foil with art germ. It's a minimal trade dress. All it has on it is the DC logo. Fun times. Lots of cool books came out this summer. All right, let's go ahead and do it. Good luck to everybody in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. All right, let's see who is going to be the lucky winner.
Yeah, there's
who is the lucky winner.
Good luck, Carlo.
Who is it? Wolverado. Congratulations, Wolverado. Wolverado, this is yours, buddy. I've got a package to send your way, so I'm going to go ahead and mark that for you. We'll do a second giveaway tonight as well, so that we can make sure that so we can do our second giveaway. Where did my Sharpies go?
Here's John Boy Myers.
I have Sharpies somewhere around. Where do they go? Okay, here we go. All right, so congratulations to Wolverado. I'm going to go ahead and put this on the stack for you, buddy. This is episode number 160. Yeah. Okay. All right, I'll go ahead and put that here. Just had some other winners from other books. I was just looking at Nocterra #1, 1 in 10. It's a great one to have right now. All right, let's keep it moving along. All right, movies. Let's jump into movies. We've talked enough about shows. There's a lot of them coming out. Peacemaker Season 2 is recommended. Jen recommends Spartacus and Twisted Metal. And then there we go. Member for 20 months. Look at that.
Nice.
Man, that's awesome. Hey, big shout out to those who have chosen to support the channel directly through channel membership. It's a huge help. It's a huge it helps keep the channel going, and it helps keep things moving forward with all of it. It does cost to run the channel, and it does, all that is kind of a continued thing. So we appreciate those who have jumped in and have decided to support the channel and do so, because we couldn't do it without you. Probably wouldn't do it without you. So thank y'all so much for it, especially Wolverado, and I see Emma Dudley, 3 Good Nerds. I see multiples other here. Let me see what my channel members dropping, hanging out in the chat. Dagger Cards, Green Machine. Big shout out to all of y'all, and thanks for helping make the channel possible. So let's keep moving for films. Next up, films that are coming out this summer. I mean, obviously there's 2 really big ones that are coming out. Well, okay, let's double back on one that's already come out. Thunderbolts. Who's seen it and what did you think? Without any spoilers or any information. Okay, give us just like the barest bones. I haven't gone to see it yet, but give me the barest bones kind of ideas on Thunderbolts.
Oh, you're asking me? Hey guys,
Yeah.
That's the best movie that I've watched since Endgame. Period. Mic drop. That's it. If you're gonna make any other movies going forward that tackles on mental health, mental issues, whatever it is, family, communication. Hi, I'm your daughter, or I'm your son. Hi, I'm your dad, or your uncle, whatever the case is. We haven't talked for this much, or blah, blah, blah. Let's communicate. When they touch on social topics, social issues, communication, mental health, drugs, child abuse, that was the movie, man. That movie did a very good job tackling those issues with even the youth in the theater. Like I can take, my son when he's like, say if he was 5 years old or 7 or 10 or 13, no matter what age your kid is, you can take him to go see this movie, even though there's a lot of violence and there's not gore and blood, but there's enough maturity there with how things were handled where if your kid asks you questions, you can answer these things. And I saw how they did that, and I was like, you know what? They're asking the director of this movie to now tackle other characters, right? Because of the success of this movie, the way it was handled with care. And I think that's what I've always wanted with them when they were introducing characters. And, people are like, oh, well, you have a character like the White Widow, because that's technically what she is, right?
Yeah.
And she's in the front, she's in the front posters. It's woke and this and that. And I'm like, no, it's not. There was no wokeness about the movie. There was none of that crap in there. I think her character and one other particular character, like I said, I'm not gonna use any spoilers because I really want people to watch this movie without spoiling it. And I really hope that if you haven't watched it because you think it's too left or you think it's this or that, whatever, just put your political views aside, put everything else aside of whatever you think this movie is, and just go watch it, because I thought the movie was going to suck. I was one of those guys. I was like, oh, this movie looks woke, right? And then I went, because my wife loves the Red Guardian. Remember I told you guys she says like I remind her of him or whatever. And I don't know why, but we ended up watching it on her birthday. And she was like, I give it like a 7.5. And I said, why? And she's like, well, you give it higher? I go, yeah, I gave it like a 8.5 or maybe even a 9. But there were some things that they did that I didn't like. Like they killed off a certain character. I'm not going to tell you who, but they killed off a certain character that I was like, well, what was the point of doing that? Like you promoted this character throughout the movie. Why kill him off so quick? Thought they were part of the team.
Wow.
Because they were hunting each other.
No. I get it. It's like this is Marvel's version of the Suicide Squad. But if Ayer's Suicide Squad should have been what this movie was. Like if I was to give Ayer, directing or writing points or whatever, I would tell him like, look at this movie. This is what your Suicide Squad should have been. Most of the movie was, we're bad guys. We're bad guys. We're bad. That was the script. The entire script was every time they kill somebody, we're bad guys, remember? I'm like, okay, Harley Quinn, we know you're bad guys, but your movie kind of sucks right now. Like we want to know why we should consider you anti-heroes. The real antagonist is Amanda Waller. That's who the antagonist should be. Well, the way even the director of the Thunderbolts, the way that was handled, she was Amanda Waller. The movie was perfect, man. It was almost perfect. But I think what I liked about the movie was that they didn't have to throw a female character in your face, because even the character that was presented in the movie as a main, like the poster girl, even she tells you in the movie, I'm not a leader, I don't want to be a leader. That was one of the key points in the movie where she herself is thinking the same thing that the fans are thinking, like, oh, I don't want to see her as a leader. She even says, I don't know why you guys are putting me in the front line. Like, I don't know why you guys are coming to me. And I think that's what they should have done with Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel, all that stuff. Like, this movie is everything that Phase 4 missed, and I really liked it, man. I think it's the best movie to come out since Endgame. It's at that quality level, but we'll see. We'll see what happens here.
Let me chime in on this because I don't know what the hell he's talking about.
I watched a great movie, man.
Anyway, like I said, I agree with one thing he said, and that's the characters matched. You were like in the beginning, you're like, there's no way this is gonna work, and it does work, but. I still give it a 4 because I don't know what he's saying about Endgame. That would never touch that. But Century, going against Century, no. Century's going to wipe them out. But like I said, I went into the movie giving it a 0 because I was like, there's no way this movie would work. But it actually, when you watch it, you're like, okay, you figure out why everybody's working together. And then she doesn't take over, Bucky takes over. So you get like, oh, okay, there's no way this team is gonna be the Thunderbolt. So like I said, I liked it for the meshing of the different characters. They didn't want to mesh in the beginning, but then they finally did. And you get a plot at the end where they're like, okay, well, we're bigger than just villains. So yeah, that's what I think.
I like how big that was. Perfect, Paul.
Perfect. It was. I didn't give away the spoiler.
All right, okay, let's do real quick thumbs up, thumbs down. Everybody, so obviously we've got Superman coming up. We just had the first trailer for that movie hit today. It's the first full-length trailer. Our biggest and best look at the story, the characters, and kind of just the overall tone and feel of the new Superman movie. It's coming out July 11th, and it's going to be in theaters everywhere, including IMAX. We might have to get together and go see it. But what have all of you watched it?
Well, if we go next time, I'm not sitting by JT because JT kept spoiling the whole movie for me. So I'm gonna sit by Future Batman.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you.
I'm gonna sit next to.
I don't know. Put his arm around me.
You might have to put you by yourself because JT had already put in a request to not sit next to you this time because
that's good for me.
No,
I want to get.
They don't even make a chair for JT.
It's because we love you as a member of the cast that we're telling you this. But he said that when you started crying on his shoulder when Blade came out, and then at the end when you thought that Deadpool and Wolverine were going to die, and you were just weeping and sobbing openly on his shoulder and grabbing his arm and using his shirt to wipe your eyes. He just didn't appreciate that, man.
You know what's funny is like so Blade comes out and JT looks at me and goes, "Who's that?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm watching."
That's never happened.
That is.
He said, "What just happened, Paul?" I'm like, "God, you not watching the movie?"
Why is everybody cheering for that guy?
He's like, "There's only going to be one. There's only going to be one."
And then guys, Carlos gets up 4 or 5 times to go get popcorn, candy, Cokes. I was about to say, "Hey, get him out of here!" Like,
no, that's the same thing he told me about when he said that when you kept reaching over and grabbing popcorn out of his bucket and eating it, you're just stuffing it in your face. Like
that's funny because he didn't have no popcorn.
well,
He had that
he
little candy bar,
I mean, not after
and then
he
he
got
reached
done.
his pocket and he
guess-
grabbed another candy bar. I'm like, I said, you
Oh.
brought that into the theater? Yeah. He's like, hell yeah.
Yeah, I
Oh,
can't
no, we need to do that.
confirm nor deny anybody sneaking food or drinks into the theater for that.
Yeah,
movie.
JT.
But
That
the
was my
cast
fault.
did all go to see it together. I'm going to try to do that.
What's your take on the trailer, Carlos? Because you're a big Superman fan. What?
There was some things I really loved about it, and some things I was just kind of like, okay, I'm interested in seeing how that's going to work out. I felt like this was so wildly different from any other Superman
My question to you is
that we've
there
ever
too
got.
many heroes in it?
Yeah.
You mean too many villains?
No,
I mean,
too many
okay,
like heroes, too
Here-
many like stuff.
here's what I would say about that, because I've heard people say there's too many people, there's too much going on, but I think this is my take on it. Okay, every movie that we've ever watched with superhero characters, especially Marvel movies, we've always had a sense of a bigger universe, and we've had those moments where a character pops in for a scene because it makes sense for them to be there, like for instance, Spider-Man No Way Home, when Matt Murdock / Daredevil shows up for the scene where they need to talk to a lawyer.
Yeah.
It makes sense that in universe that the lawyer they choose would be Matt Murdock. Either him or She-Hulk. It could have been either one, but it made sense that it was Matt Murdock because he'd be one that they could afford, right? Aunt May could not, I guess Happy could help with money, but anyway, the bottom line was that it made sense in universe that if they're going to go talk to a lawyer, that it's Matt Murdock because Daredevil is a lawyer. It's this, and then we translate that over to this. It makes sense that the story that James Gunn wanted to tell is about kind of Superman standing for what's right, even when it's not popular. That if that's the story, that you would have some sort of law enforcement, and to me, it actually makes sense. Whereas in Man of Steel, when they're escorting him down that hallway and it's all soldiers and he's allowing them to me, it makes sense that in this universe that's going to be shared, that's going to have all these extra characters and have all these movies and shows, it makes sense to have some additional superheroes show up to perform various tasks. It just makes sense. I think we won't know, was it too many until the end credits and the after credit scene rolls, until the whole thing is watched and we're walking out of the theater. I think that's really when we're going to know, was it too many? Was it too much? Was too much going on? Because you can have all, like the comic books do that all the time. Nobody said that the Civil War miniseries had too many heroes. It had all of them. But they picked and chose how they used them, and it turned out really well. And the same for the Civil War movie. It was really good, even though it had a bunch of characters. And then Endgame and Infinity War. I think you can introduce these characters, show a little bit of them. And there's some Metamorpho. We're not going to see very much of Metamorpho because I think he's being held in like a prison area, and he shows up for a couple of scenes, and then and then he's freed when he becomes part of the Justice League, or that version of the Justice League. So I don't think we're going to see a lot of him, but he's going to be in it. The Engineer, I don't think we're going to see a lot of her. She's basically one of the enforcers for Lex Luthor. So I think we'll see a little bit of her, but I don't think we're going to see a lot of her. And to me, again, it makes sense. I love the idea of them picking a couple of villains to fight against Superman instead of what we've seen in the other ones with Lex Luthor, where he's firing a missile or doing something or creating something out of kryptonite. or in the Zack Snyder Man of Steel, it's other Kryptonians, which I thought Zack Snyder did that really well. So there's no real reason to revisit General Zod anytime soon, because you're going to have a hard time matching Terrence Stamp and Michael. What's his name? Michael, the new Zod, Michael Shannon. So I don't know. I think it could work, but we've got to. I think it's really just going to be a wait and see. That's right. Yeah, Soup's cellmate. Yeah. And
what about you, JT? What do you think about the trailer?
I had hopes for it. Talking to Carlos about it, I was like, man, I'm not a DC person at all. So I'm going to put that disclaimer out first. I'm not a DC person. I don't understand the DC universe like everybody else does. But for me, the trailer it started off strong because it's if y'all haven't seen it, he's talking to Lois and she's excited to interview him as Superman. And they're having this dialogue back and forth. And I guess he ends up stopping some type of war or something like that. And the people are mad at him for stopping war. It's crazy. Like the I guess the background is crazy already. So it starts off crazy. Like, oh man, nobody even believes or likes Superman in the movie. And like, it just throws what I envision as Superman from the Christopher Reeves movies and stuff out the window. So it's like nobody believes in the hope or nothing like that. It just seems like another downer movie.
Yeah.
And it's just like, nah. And then
Is it JT Downer movie?
Every scene in the trailer, he's just getting beat up. It's just like, man.
They got that rip-off music playing in the background as he's getting beat up and beat up and beat up.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah, it's almost like a clickbait kind of thing that gets you triggered.
I mean, I think but again, that goes back to kind of what the story he chose to tell is that, if you think about it, if you were to try to, okay, so like kind of analyze where the films have gone, right? The Christopher Reeve, the original Superman. I'm going to ignore it. Set aside the sequels for a minute. The original Superman, done in the 70s, was successful, I think, largely because the culture was where it was back then. There wasn't this kind of breakdown in institutions, this overall general mistrust in institutions. Just think about it. The standard response that people have is mistrust and to immediately try to tear something down, right? When there's something that's kind of elevated, there's a standard. But just think through all the different institutions and people's response. There's always somebody trying to tear it down, right? So our culture has shifted so much and changed so much since the original Superman. So then Zack Snyder comes along and he says, okay, so the approach I'm going to take is I'm going to try to deconstruct Superman to make him relevant. Because that's the thing is Superman has drifted away from, culture has drifted away from Superman being relevant. The most similar character to Superman is Captain America. Captain America is a very difficult character to make relevant, because of the way culture has shifted away from this kind of idealistic version of things. We've seen it shift away, so it's a hard character to nail. But I felt like, especially the Chris Evans version, nailed it. Anthony Mackie, it's kind of. I wish they had done a better job with the transition for him. I don't think the Falcon and the Winter Soldier series should have happened. I think it should have just been a movie, and things would have gone a lot differently if they had done it that way and chosen a better villain.
So my question is, so
but-
you don't think like with everything tearing down or going down, and he's the savior, you don't think people would rally around him?
Well, but that's what I think. That's what I think the story. That's what I think the major kind of arc is for this movie, is saying yes, Superman is still relevant because he believes in doing what's right, even when it's not popular. And there's that scene where he's getting interviewed by Lois Lane, which I think is a great scene. It's a really cool scene. We've never seen a man like that. When because this is the thing. How do you present a threat to the most OP character of all time?
Yeah, why is he getting beat up all the time?
Look, but how do you present a threat to him? By tearing down what he stands for, by threatening to tear down what he stands for. That's how you threaten Superman. That's how you create a real threat for him. Is him to get to threaten the everybody with the idea of him getting disillusioned or broken down from the constant pressure. Because think about it, that's our culture right now. Our culture is to tear people down. Our culture is to go on the attack against people we don't agree with, and our culture is to find fault in people. I mean, come on, look, you've been on Twitter.
It's going on since the 70s, 60s, 50s, 40s. You're saying
you brought up that.
It hasn't been the same, because remember in the 70s, you saw idealism at its peak with film, like especially in film. I mean, yeah, there was the dark and gritty stuff.
No, we're not talking about that. You're saying that it's
talking about like
the 1970s movie that's not what that's the character was different and if he was more acceptable. But even like the interview in the 1970s movie, the first thing that she tells him or she asks him is, "Why are you here?" And he's like, "Lois, I'm here because of truth and justice and the American way." And then she laughs at him. She's like, "Okay, yeah, the American way." I mean, well, if you look at what was going on in the 1970s, it was Nixon, Ford, and Carter. They're like one of the worst presidents of.
Yeah, Watergate.
We didn't see the effects of that until later.
No, what I'm saying is that the character has not changed at all.
But you had a readiness, more of a readiness to accept it back then than you do right now, because it has only heightened. And that's
you never had a character like that.
Go back and watch the trailer and listen to what there's, and then that final moment of exasperation where he says, "But it was the right thing to do, to intervene, to save lives."
He said it
And
was.
I
He
He did the right thing, and he got.
He didn't say the right thing. It was a good thing to do. He was trying to do good. He said, "I was trying to do good," and I don't know. I can't take him into the role because he looks like Mr. Bean. So it's like it's not even so much the fact that they're making the Superman movie. It's just that he's not believable. The more he talks, the more I'm like, oh God, dude, you're cringe. Everything about him is cringe. So I don't know.
I don't think so. I think
he looks like Mr. Bean to me. Every time I see his face, I'm like, it's Mr. Bean.
I think that the standard response is to kind of, find fault and stuff, even when something is pretty solid. Now, I'm not saying it was the most. I have not been 100% about the trailers that they've cut together. I haven't been as, I get what they're trying to do and what the marketing is trying to do, but I really think that I don't know that it's representing the film as well as it could. Now, it could be.
Not at all.
But I'm really looking forward to seeing the entire film, so I can really take away, okay, what were they trying to say, and because what it reminds me of. So there's that storyline, and actually, he goes up against Manchester Black and and that team that is the elite. That is like they're modeled after the Authority. So I love the idea that
that's one of my favorite stories. But
it's like, what's so bad about truth, justice, and the American way? I think that's what the arc is called. It was Grant Morrison, and it's I feel like there's a lot of vibes in this movie that are that carry over from that particular story, and yeah, other stuff has kind of sprinkled into it. But I really think that story is the more spiritually, like the more connected one to the movie and the story that he told. Because the thing is, I mean, if you think about it, yeah, Superman is hard to relate to. So the approach that I think he's taking, that James Gunn is to go ahead and say, okay, what if Superman was real? How would we treat him when he goes and tries to do the right thing, but it doesn't look like, but like it's not the popular thing or the politically correct thing, or like what happens when he does the right thing, but it's not politically the thing that people wanted him to do. And so
I got another question. So they lock him up. I mean, why did they lock him up for?
We don't know. We ain't seen the movie.
Yeah, I don't know. But the thing is, he is locked up. He is locked up with Metamorpho.
Metamorpho, right?
So that's, I don't know. I think it's Luthor that is going to be over him being locked up, but I don't know. It looks
like Luthor goes to the Fortress of Solitude.
Yeah. Him and the engineer, and then they start. So I don't know. I'm kind of, which I like that. I like that Lex Luthor is going into the Fortress of Solitude to tear it up, and he's taking supervillains with him. Which I think is just another cool thing about having characters like.
But there's a part of the trailer like you have a dog. They still got.
Yeah, no, I love Chris
fighting them in there. Yeah.
All right, so good answer, JT. All right, so hey, let's keep moving on. Fantastic Four. What are y'all's thoughts on Fantastic Four?
All right, so I'll start. I've been hearing like different things about Fantastic Four. I'm hearing that Fantastic Four doesn't make it to the 616, which that's what I told y'all a while ago, that they were in the 60s, so I knew that they wouldn't be able to make it to the 616. So I knew that already. But now they're saying Doctor Doom might be coming before that. So that I'm waiting. I'm going to see the Fantastic Four to see what goes on. But yeah, I'm ready for this movie.
Very cool. Who else?
Yeah. I'll go. I think I'm more excited to see that than Superman.
Cool. Yeah, you're a Marvel guy. Okay.
No, I'm a movie guy though too. It don't show them getting beat up every 5 seconds and losing. Like I need a movie that has.
I mean, they get beat up.
Well,
yeah, but they're also not Superman.
We don't get to see it like that though. Superman's getting his butt beat like by 4 different people. It's just like crazy.
Well, I mean, Superman's always been beat up. I mean, that's
no, he hasn't.
He is, yeah.
He shouldn't even. It should be like fists like bouncing off of him. That would have made me more excited.
Or didn't even use his hammer to
beat
his
face in the ground.
Superman gets beat up. That's what it is.
You got him in the Yamcha pose.
Yeah, he's just getting whooped.
Yeah, got him in the Yamcha pose.
Trailer.
Right. Fantastic Four. What?
But yeah, Fantastic Four. Yeah. So everybody's talking about how this Fantastic Four is gonna bring back the MCU, but since y'all have already talked about Thunderbolts, I guess that's doing it. I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, it is. It's good, man.
They did, but that's Century, man.
The way they
do Century, man, that was not good.
So I think
that's
Marvel
the steal of the year.
is getting his excitement back.
That's gonna be the steal.
But the post-credit scene shows the Fantastic Four show.
Yeah, and it's a 616, so we don't know what you're talking about, Paul.
Oh, see, Paul, spoiler. Thanks. So,
yeah, I just said Dr. Doom.
We get to see the Fantastic Four in the 616.
Well, they were coming anyway.
Okay. Yeah, so we'll see. See what happens.
All right, and of course.
Oh man, I've been waiting for this.
I
didn't say anything about.
Before you start,
Jen, here's the deal.
Destroy Superman right now.
No,
Okay,
Jen,
anyways,
here.
Fantastic
I'm
Four, because
putting
we
a
ain't
timer
talking
on
about
you.
Superman no more.
Jen, all right, here's the timer. You got 4 minutes.
I think Fantastic Four will do really well. I think that's a movie that you're probably gonna. I think there's a lot of anticipation for that movie to do well, because if it doesn't, then they're gonna be like, "Oh man, it's just like Superman, right?" That movie has to do well. So, if you saw the Thunderbolts, you see what happens in the post-credit scene, which is what Paul just mentioned a few minutes ago, or a few seconds ago. I don't know if that's actually Doctor Doom though, because I think the reports that came out was that Robert Downey Jr. is like
it's a different
four
show.
different characters. Hey, Paul, chill. I got 4 minutes. So he's playing like 4 different characters. He's playing like Doom. He's playing Iron Man, and he's playing like 2 other variants that they're keeping exclusive, right? So that's gonna go into Doomsday, or Doom Wars, whatever you want to call that movie, Avengers, whatever. So that's gonna play out in that. I do think the Fantastic Four are gonna go through that little warp hole, through the 616. Galactus is gonna eat that planet. Incursion, Ultimate Cataclysm, the whole story arc, all that stuff. I think all that stuff is gonna happen in the movie, and I think what we saw in Thunderbolts with that spaceship, all that stuff that's supposed to happen, I think that's what's going to set up Doomsday. So I think that's what they're leading towards. So yeah, that movie has to do good. I think the steal of the year though is Thunderbolts. I think because so many people thought that movie was going to suck, and it didn't. It has like a 94% from the fans, right? Like the popcorn score, whatever it's called, on RT is at like 94. Verified and all is like at 94, and like 88 from like the critics, right? So that movie, like I said, it's probably the best movie to come out this year so far. So if Fantastic Four doesn't do as good as that, people are going to keep talking about the Thunderbolts, and you're going to hear more Thunderbolt talk. Like, man, that movie was good. What happened with Fantastic Four? What happened with Superman getting beat up all the time? Why didn't he do anything in the movie? Why does he look like Mr. Bean? Anyways, but we'll see. We'll see.
You think they'll make another Thunderbolts movie?
I think they're going to make the new Avengers. Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's the future. That's the if they get this director back,
Isn't he doing the X-Men?
I think that's what it was, Paul. Thank you. Yeah. I think that's what they want to do. I think that they want to do the whole Avengers and X-Men versus X-Men thing, which could be a Doomsday thing, but I don't know. We'll see. But that's all I have to say, man. I'm excited about Fantastic Four. I hope it does well.
That's pretty good, man. I'm pretty impressed with you because you got less than you got a little.
Yeah, I was looking at the timer and Paul kept on interrupting. I know he was trolling.
He was trying to bait you into going over. That's what he really wanted. He wanted you to go over.
I thought he would.
Me, because remember, he's kind of like the Joker. He's a figure of chaos. And he wanted,
but I can see it. But Carlos is gonna look at me at the end of Superman and be like, "Jen, I told you this movie is gonna be good," and I'll be like, "Carlos, I'll never doubt you again." I mean, that's what we expect, right? Like we're expecting it.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like I trust James Gunn enough at this point because he's consistently had strong films with good stories, No, I mean all three Guardians of the Galaxy, all 3 Guardians of the Galaxy movies were great.
Yeah, but he does good with obscure characters.
Suicide Squad was decent. That was the weakest of all the ones he's done. And then what's it called? The Peacemaker season 1 made me say, "Wow, okay." He took this absurd, hated character and made me love him and cheer for him at the end. And I thought
Suicide Squad.
I still hate.
No, I'm not saying the Suicide Squad. I'm talking about Peacemaker season 1.
No, I'm saying that you have Suicide Squad. Like you're right. He's had Slither. He's had Slither, Suicide Squad, Guardians of the Galaxy. He hasn't had a miss yet, and I think that's why I think with a character like Superman, and this is not like, I like James Gunn. I want him to succeed. I just think that with a character like Superman, he's such a powerful character, and he's not easy to do. So he's going to try different techniques to make him, like what you said, relevant. Try to make him relatable. Yeah. But that's where I think if he doesn't do well, I think this would be his jinx. Because he hasn't made a bad movie yet, right? Like every movie he's made has been good. But if he was to have a failure,
if that happens, I'm going to genuinely feel bad for him because
I wouldn't. I mean, he's had such a great track record.
If this movie is not good, like you're going to watch DC on film just collapse.
Oh yeah.
Like this movie has to do well. It has to hit all the notes, and but again, I think he's capable of doing it. I think that he found his way into the character and to try, because that's the, like JT is always really good about pointing out, Superman is so overpowered. How can you give him true peril, conflict, and he's that perfect ideal. Like as much as Captain America is a certain type of ideal, Superman is 10 times more. He's Superman.
I don't know. JT keeps saying he gets beat up. So I don't know.
In the trailer, he does.
Yeah. I mean, humanize the godlike alien character. Yeah, I mean, you have to at some point. You have to figure out a way to do it. And I think he's got a way in, but I don't know. I mean, again, we'll have to wait and see because trailers, their biggest thing is just to get butts and seats and not necessarily to show the movie as, in its truest form. Now, I don't think the trailers have been the best representation, but I think they've been strong.
Even the posters.
The Fantastic Four trailer was better than the Superman trailer.
Except the Silver Surfer. She looked like crap.
Yeah, look, we're just...
That was the best part of the movie.
You like that?
That's the best part.
I do think though that we're going to see Norrin Radd show up in that movie.
In the 616, baby.
Yeah, I think we're going to see. I don't know where or how, but I do believe that we're going to see him show up. So
now I see why they casted Robert Downey Jr. as Doom. It makes more sense now that I've seen that post-credit scene. So,
what?
Doom,
all right.
Here we come.
Real quick, hey, let's. Okay, one big comic event that's coming out this summer features one of our panel's favorite characters. So, JT, I wanted to see if you what were your thoughts on the Free Comic Book Day, and who did that? Who said it? The 4-minute timer. I hadn't even started him. Okay, was that you, Jen?
No, you had it running. You forgot
on this one. Free Comic
Book
Day.
Yeah, and then coming up with the Ultimate Universe Incursion.
Yeah,
that's what I was talking
this.
about. Yeah,
and it goes back to when he met with the Maker, because it doesn't show the scene before this book, but he gives Miles something. So I'm going to assume this is how he gets to that other universe. This little card. So I'm excited about the Ultimate Incursion. But what was the other question?
Yeah. That was it, to see what you thought of the Ultimate Incursion, because that's the biggest comic event.
Yep. That's what I was telling you. I'm
excited
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, because I couldn't understand how Miles was going to get in there. I was like, why is Miles there? Because you see him.
No, remember I said that 2 weeks ago. I said that the Maker, he's disappeared. The Maker has not shown his face in the Ultimate Universe since its creation in 2024.
Yeah.
And we're waiting for another Incursion event. And when the Maker shows up, all shit's gonna hit the fan. And I said that was a book that you have to pick up. And then I'm hearing now that is the book that you needed to pick up.
Yeah, because it shows
that's good shit, man.
Yeah. Okay, it's good.
Yeah, the Maker's. If for those that don't know who the Maker is, that's the evil Reed Richard.
Yeah.
So that's like, Reed Richards as a evil genius with no holding back.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, with no
he's like,
barrier.
so like Reed Richards and Dr. Doom's intellect are like 10th level. Well, the Maker is like at an 11th. The Maker is like the smartest being probably in that entire universe. He is so smart that like he can not just use like technology and you know things against you, but he can use your family against you too. He can use your personal life against you. That's why Brock, when if you read the Venom stories, the Maker looks down at the kid and he says, "Whose kid is that?" And Brock puts like Dylan behind him, and he's like scared as shit for his life. He's like, "Yeah, don't worry about him." He's like, "That's your son," and you can almost hear the voice of like, "Oh crap," like Eddie Brock's like having, you know, he's paranoid, you know, already because he's like, "Oh, this guy's gonna try to do something to my kid," you know. So the Maker is a very evil character. Like, you know, they have characters who are born evil, and then there are characters that, you know, become evil. He's not a character that became evil. He's just an evil character. He's like Mephisto level evil. Anyways,
Carnage.
That's some good stuff, man. I can't wait. That's one that I can't wait. Got to get that rolling.
That should be good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing y'all's take on. I'm probably not going to pick those up because I'm just not. I mean, there's just too many comics to read. You know, too many good comics. I have enjoyed Ultimate Spider-Man. I've immensely enjoyed Ultimate Spider-Man, and Ultimate Wolverine has been a stellar book. Like, I love that kind of just how they're changing things up. So, all right, let's go ahead and we're going to do our second giveaway, our second last giveaway. Producer Weapon X has passed out. He's thrown his hands up. He's passed out.
Me too.
He's gone. We've just shot right by. I know poor JT was supposed to be off half an hour ago.
JT ain't doing nothing. He's good.
No, I'm leaving too.
Yeah.
All right. So our next giveaway for this time, we're going to go ahead and do. Let's see. Uncanny JT. All right. Enter to win #UncannyJT book that I'm going to be giving away this round, courtesy of Wolverado's AOK, is Uncanny X-Men number 304, Fatal Attractions. Part of the Fatal Attraction storyline. Beautiful hollow on it. It's in very high grade. And so, yeah, just a really cool book here. Love this hollow foil.
Yeah, that's a great book.
Yeah, it's a really good book to have, courtesy of Wolverado, or also courtesy of Wolverado. If you're a channel member, you can upgrade to Sins of Sinister number 1, the 1 in 50 variant. Very cool cover on this one.
I want the book behind it. Let me have that book right there.
Oh yeah, no, that one's not going up. That one's not going up. Yeah, no. So we'll see. All right, looks like JT has dropped off for the night. Oh wait, look, hang on. Look what happens if I do this. Look. Oh, there's another one.
Oh wow, now we're just flexing now. Why is it?
No, I can't flex. I can't flex because Paul is here, and Paul's magic short box contains everything. His magic short box is.
You ain't got none.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Oh,
all right. Okay.
I do have John Boy Myers.
Shout out to JT for being here tonight. Oh. All right, Paul. All right, let's see it. What do you got?
John Boy Myers.
Is that what what book is that?
That's Green Lantern Corpse.
Core.
Yeah, Corpse number 4. Star Sapphire, John Boy Myers.
That's cool.
Yeah, I didn't know he did it. Somebody said that's John Boy Myers. I'm like, cool, I'm picking it up.
Yeah, he's gonna good old John Boyd Myers. He's gonna be at Fan Expo Dallas again this year.
Middleton.
And so, oh yeah, I'd seen that one. All right, so make sure to enter to win #UncannyJT.
Damn.
We will have that. We're going to bring that up again in just a moment here. Thanks everybody for tuning in tonight. We didn't get through all the stuff, but had some fun discussion. And,
Eric Carter says, "Can you throw one of those Batmans in my box, Carlos?"
That's a hard pass. That's no. All right, #UncannyJT. Yes, David Darrell Cersei. What's up, buddy? Good to see you hanging out with us tonight. Did everyone grab the FCBD books? They went, hey, yeah. If you didn't, let me know. There's I've got several floating around. I'll probably throw more in people's boxes. So that was Paul's.
Hey, the King Arthur one got canceled.
It did.
Oh, I wanted that one. Yeah.
Yeah, like some of those books got canceled, guys. Like the King Arthur one got canceled. I think the Thundercats and Powerpuff Girls, or whatever it's called, that one got canceled.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing that.
Yeah. Hold on, I'm gonna go.
Yeah, I called up and I was like, hey man, you guys have that? And they're like, oh, that got canceled. And I said, oh. I go, how many of those got canceled? Because it sucks, man. But I picked up that Zeus.
Oh, you did? I think
who's the actor that plays Nightcrawler?
I picked up the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar book. I think I did. So he did get the Thundercats and Powderpuff one.
Oh, you did? Right. Man, that's cool.
So, all right, let's go ahead and we're going to run this giveaway. Your chance to win. Make sure and hit that like button if you haven't already. And here we go. Good luck,
Carlos.
Here we go.
Oh, there goes Emma. There's Emma. What?
Emma Dudley.
Emma, you got to be present to win.
All right, congratulations, Emma Dudley. Glad that you're going to get to pick up this cool X-Men book. Congrats to you, Emma. Our newest channel member is also. She works at the. Yeah, no, I knew you were here, Emma. Don't listen to Paul. All right, I don't
see Emma on there.
She'd stop it. She's there. All right, okay. Emma Dudley, congratulations on winning that. Big shout out to you for holding it down at the Lake Jackson Lone Star Heroes location. Remember, 3 convenient locations in the greater Houston area if you're looking to score some comic books, especially this summer. Let me highly recommend checking out one of their 3 spots. They're all in cool vacation spots. So you could actually come to South Coast, Texas, and hit the NASA one, go see Johnson Space Center and Space Center Houston, which is literally right down the road, less than 2 minutes away from their NASA Road store. Then also Galveston. It's right there on the seawall, and you can drop off wife and the kids at the beach, let them hang out, go do some digging in the back issue bins, come back with a short box full of comics. Last but not least, in peaceful Lake Jackson. Hey, the coolest thing about their new location at the Lake Jackson store is the vibe for the whole shopping center. There's plenty of restaurants. There's a cool little quaint barber shop right next door. There's like a little coffee place, eatery with like desserts and stuff. Yeah, you can truly spend an entire day on that one in that one big shopping center. It goes all the way around. Very cool vibe. Looks great. It's way better than the one that they had before. I'm a huge fan of the new spot that they've got. So big shout out to Lone Star Heroes Comics and Toys. And to everybody else, remember, big sale coming up this weekend. So if you're in the area, it's a good weekend to go because they're going to have up to 75% off. And speaking of sales, we will be in store this Friday night for another episode of Comics on Demand from 6 p.m. Central to 9 p.m. Central. We'll be broadcasting live from the store with some of the best steals and deals that are out there. Last week, Darth Lucian picked up a set of Long Shot number 1 through 6, a complete run of the miniseries. There was also, just plenty of other cool books that have picked up. I recently had picked one up that I was going to show off here. I don't know it is, though, because I've been inundated with comic books again. Here's a couple of them. And here we go. Yep. Right. I'll show a couple of these off. These are all books I got at Lone Star Heroes. Summer of Superman. All right, this is the crypto. This was my pick. Very cool. Love the artwork. I did also get the Supergirl one that everybody's going crazy for, but that went in a channel member box, so somebody's got it coming their way. This classic cover from Mike Mignola for Detective Comics. Got this for a pretty good deal. It's number 583. Been looking for that one. Nice. I just picked the Calico 1 through 4 for $3. Crazy deal. Nice. That we just had him on like a couple weeks ago. The creator of the Calico. Really fun story to pick up. All right. Also, Revolution. Pick this one up. It's a combo of Transformers, Mask, and ROM, and G.I. Joe. Of course, if you read Energon Universe 2025 Free Comic Book Day Edition, you know that Mask has officially joined their deal. And then last but not least, the Centurions Power Extreme from my 80s comic collection. Lots of fun books, those and more. It's also a first appearance. But let's go ahead and take this over to Jen. Final thoughts and shout outs. Jim, what do you say?
It's been good, guys. Just tune in next week. I won't be here, but this great panel will be here, and they'll be here to entertain you guys as always. I'll see you guys in 2 weeks, and just stay tuned. We'll have more takes on comics and pop culture and all other good stuff. I did want to add one thing, Carlos, about TV shows. Man, I totally I saw this banner for it today. It was just a picture that was released by Hulu, but King of the Hill is coming back, so I'm so happy about that. For those that were King of the Hill fans like myself, I love Mike Judge, so Beavis and Butthead and all this other stuff. So seeing him try to bring back the original cast and seeing that Bobby's like in his, I think, college years now, that's where they're going to start it off. Nashali's a huge fan of King of the Hill. She started like binging it like last year when we had the kid. So, damn it, Bobby. so like she's been, she's been really excited about that ever since I told her. So she's just been binging it, and we're just excited about that. But yeah, I totally forgot about that. But anyways, guys, just tune in and we will update you more and so forth. So, and thanks for hanging out with us.
Very cool. All right, let's take it over to the man with the plan.
Yeah, so, your boy got some books.
Oh, snaps.
The cover with the great McFarlane. You have to have a Doom cover.
This
Number
one,
200.
Paul, look at that. Paul with some tasty
Carlos
teas.
doesn't know about these guys, but the Green Lanterns, you got to pick up this. I've been picking up this book. First, Manhunters.
You must have been watching my videos.
What? You gotta have the
Yeah,
black.
Carlos has some sick videos, buddy.
None of these are on there. Omega Man, First Love Out. And I've been looking for this book for a while, but
Look at that.
105s. But so I told Carlos and Jen and JT and Liz to get me this thing I was looking for, but your boy stood in line for a whole day. So
Oh yeah, I heard about those. Those are the hot ticket items right there.
So so I asked JT, Jen, and Carlos and Liz, but
You not see anything.
none of them got me
man.
this, guys. But
You're
your
in a
boy
week.
stood in line all day, and I got it.
I haven't heard from you in a week. I didn't even hear you on my birthday.
Actually,
Yeah.
I did call you. I
It
told you I
was
was
2
in
days
Sugar
ago. I
Land,
was
and you were
like,
like,
what
"Oh,
the heck
okay,
is-
move here."
Usually Paul blows up my phone.
Hey man, you're my friend. But anyway, thank you guys for showing up tonight. Thank you, Carlos, for having me on. Thanks to Jen and JT for showing up. And like I said, guys, appreciate you guys giving y'all's input and channel members. And like Carlos was saying, we might do a video of all of us back again and doing the Superman movie. We can't go back to the same theater we were at, due to all their behavior. But anyway, we'll probably be at a newer facility. Hopefully there'll be a theater that'll accept us. But thank you guys, and then y'all see the video.
If you had just Paul, if you had just left JT alone, I kept telling you, if you had just left him alone, we would be welcome back at that theater.
What?
I'm the only one.
Hold on now.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
you,
No,
Jen,
they
and
said if
JT.
you bring the cast back, you're not allowed in with them. They said I can't bring the cast back because you just
Dagger
you
cards, man. They were taking pictures with them, and the people were telling them, and I was like, "Hey guys, y'all need to calm down." And they're like, "We're Carlos Collects Comics." But yeah, y'all see
and then the fans
when we do
Paul,
Superman.
they're like, "Aren't you the greatest host ever, Paul?" And he's like, "I don't know what you're talking about." They're like, "I just don't know."
They use that at all.
Man,
listen, look. I'm gonna tell you, Paul. Look, if y'all hadn't gotten into that soda fight, I don't know what it was. It basically turned into you and JT just throwing soda, like tons of soda on each other, and then running around the theater.
That's not even true because JT wouldn't even spend that money for soda.
what the heck was this? I don't remember any of this. What the heck did this happen? When the heck did we get ice cream?
He had
Where's the ice cream? Why did I get ice
He had
cream?
a candy bar. He had candy in his
What the
pocket,
hell did we
guys.
get ice cream?
I'm like, where did you get that from? At home? At home?
Dude, you busting JT on a live stream, and he's not even here to defend himself.
He didn't even buy no soda water. He didn't buy it.
Y'all should know that these
Look, Paul, I thought it was sweet. That you were enjoying sitting next to him, but that man is never going to sit next to you in the theater again. It's just never going to
All
happen.
I know, guys, is be prepared for the second part when we all get together
Unless
for
you
the
dress up
Superman,
like
and then we'll do the
like-
review. So let's see. I give us
Dumbo.
like half of the movie, and then we'll get thrown out of the theater again. So.
We're not going to get thrown out of the theater. That's. Oh my gosh! All right, quick. Hey, it looks like a couple of people had some cool pickups. I want to highlight.
Dagger cards.
Wolverado says, I just picked up the Calico 1 through 4 for $3. Crazy deal. David Dotson says, I got Batman 10 Nights of the Beast 1, 2, 3, and 4 for $12. That's a really good deal. Southern Comic Geek says that Mignola is a first appearance. I believe it's Scarface. But yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
one.
Scarface, ain't it?
Predator Killer of Killers is June 5th. Remember, that's going to be the anime anthology Predator film. 3 different warriors, 3 different time periods going up against the Yacht J. Let's see. I always hit Dan Trachtenberg. Yeah, Jen Trachtenberg is overseeing all the Predator projects, which I'm very happy about. I think that's the one saving grace for those projects. So good stuff. All right, folks. Hey, y'all have a great night. Thanks so much for. Yeah. Oh, Emma Dudley, did you want the 1 in 50? I don't think I even asked you. Emma Dudley, let me know if you want the 1 in 50 because you can upgrade because you're a channel member. All right, but good night. Thanks for being here tonight and for tuning in the middle of a crazy, hectic, busy week. It's always fun to go sit here and hang out. So everyone, follow me on Instagram at CrossCollectsComics. Also over on TikTok, and then tune in with us on Friday night for another episode of Comics on Demand. All right, y'all take care.
She said no on the upgrade.
Yeah, I saw. But y'all take care, and we will see y'all next time.